Hello guys, this is Caesar Creates and welcome back to my channel. I am here today to do the overview of all the animals added to Planet Zoo with a new DLC, the Wetlands Animal Pack. We will go through all the animals, I will show you all the animations, I will show you the Zoopedia facts, I will show you the babies and just those new adorable animals. But first, let me give you a big thank you to Frontier for providing me with an early access for the first time ever. This really means a world to me to finally have an early access, so thank you guys so much. So as I told you guys, we'll go through all the animals one by one, but let me just explain quickly what you are seeing here. This is a new zoo that I created for the sake of this showcase. I wanted to show you guys those animals in their natural environment, so I created the whole wetland zoo with 8 new animals. It was quite a lot of work, so I hope you guys will enjoy it. So let's jump right into it to show you guys the new animals. And we are kicking things off with an Asian Small-Clawed Otter. This is just a definition of the word adorable. They are just the cutest animal in Planet Zoo right now. They do those amazing sounds. They are just very playful. They are very quick. They are just everywhere in the habitat. Their face is just beautiful, and look at those adorable whiskers. This one is going to its shelter, I think. So yeah, we are also able to have a lot of them in one habitat. I will have a look into the Zoopedia in just a second, but as you guys can see, this is their habitat. All of the animals that are able to dive in the zoo have the underwater viewing galleries for the guests to see them diving. So here is a diving small-clawed otter. It is going to use, I think or not, the new enrichment item, the underwater boy. Yes, it did. They just bump it with their hat, but this is still a cool new enrichment for them. They are excellent swimmers. They do those tricks underwater, turns and stuff like that. They look just beautiful. I am so in love with this animal. I am so happy that it was added. If you thought that the adult was cute, just look at the baby. It is even more adorable. It is so cute with those tiny paws, with this cute face, those tiny whiskers, the sounds that it makes. Yeah, just a perfect animal, and it is so small. It is like so super hard to even spot it in the habitat. So very cool. I am super excited for those guys, and I cannot wait to build a very cool detailed habitat for them. This is a really like a spot-on animal. The Frontier did such an amazing job that it has become one of my favorites from the new pack. So yeah, this is the first animal I am showcasing, and I hope you guys liked it. So let's jump into the Zoopedia for the otter to show you guys some more information about this amazing animal. So first of all, here's a very adorable photo of an otter. I love the photos in the Zoopedia from this DLC. They are just perfect. So the Asian Small-Clawed Otter is a vulnerable animal. It lives, of course, in Asia, in countries like India, Bangladesh, China, and so on. The biomes that it lives in are aquatic, tropical, and grassland. Here are, of course, some information about the requirements for the habitat. The grade of the fence is 2 meters, and you can have actually a very low fence of 1 meter. When it comes to the species data, you can actually have a pretty big group of the otters, up to 16. You can have up to 15 males and up to 15 females. There's one dominant mated pair within a family group, and I think that only this pair were actually mate, so you won't be flooded with, you know, thousands of otters when they will start to breed. feet. The guests can actually enter the habitat. They are also natural with guests, so they shouldn't get shy really easily. Stressed, I wanted to say. They have 1 to 3 offsprings per at one time. They also can use a lot of enrichment items, as I told you guys. I haven't used them all. There's, for example, the rubber duck, there's platform floats, there is a submarine boy, as I told you guys. When it comes to food enrichment, there are 2 different kinds of fish feeders and also a block of frozen fish. And what is actually super cool, it has an interspecies enrichment with so many animals. For example, the binturong, the Bornean orangutan, the Indian rhinoceros, Malayan tapir, and proboscis monkey. So I can imagine building a very cool habitat, for example, for the orangutan and the otters. It would be amazing. I saw that in several zoos. Also, they can look cool, for example, with an tapir or the binturong. So this is just perfect, and I can't wait to build something cool for those guys. Here's a last glimpse of the diving otter for you guys before we jump to the next animal. Next up, we have a platypus, a weird looking, very tiny animal with a beautiful fur texture and this really cool looking duck bill, and also this really distinguished tail. Let's jump right away to the baby. As you guys can see, it is even tinier. It is so cool. It has this a bit of pinkish coloration on the bill. It also has white belly, and yeah, this is really tiny. It is looking very happy, and yeah, I love this animal. It is such a strange looking animal. It is actually a mammal that lays eggs. There are only 2 mammals that do that. This is the platypus and the echidna, and we have a platypus right now in the game. Unfortunately, they don't lay eggs. None of the laying eggs animals lay eggs in this game. The birds don't do it as well, but still they go inside of this burrow and give birth in the burrow, just as my female did here. By the way, this is the new small burrow. We can go inside to see how it is looking. It is very similar to the one that we have for the bigger one for the aardvarks, for example. I had some trees inside of there. It's because I added those palm trees, but okay, we can also see the platypus diving right now, because I love how its feet are moving underwater. It has those webbed feet, I think you call them, and yet its movements are so mesmerizing. It looks like a, I don't know, fish or something to me. It is so beautiful, and it's so gentle in the water, and on the land it is obviously a bit clumsy, but yeah, here's also the small underwater enrichment item. And this is our new platypus. What a cool animal. I can see a lot of you building very cool habitats for it. It is perfect for an indoor habitat, because they need some specific conditions, so providing them with an indoor habitat in the city zoo totally makes sense. So yeah, really cool, beautiful looking animal. I love the duck bill, I love the face, and this is such a great addition to the game as well. And let's have a look into the Zoopedia. Again, I love this photo. It is so beautiful. So the platypus is near threatened, so it is looking good for them. When it comes to the natural habitat, it is obviously from Oceania, from Australia. The biomes include aquatic, tropical, grassland, and temperate, so quite a lot of them. You have those, again, habitat requirements in here. Only one of them requires 180 square meters. The fence is grade 1 and 1 meter, so again you can make a very low fence for them. When it comes to the species data, the platypus is more of a solitary animal, so you can have one up to 3, one male and up to 2 females. there is the guest can actually enter the habitat, which is really cool. They are confident with humans, and also they have 1 to 3 offspring per mating event. So I have only 1, but I could have up to 3. The reproduction in captivity is difficult, so you know, breeding them won't be so easy in the game. When it comes to species enrichment, we can have the water jet, the submarine boy, and water jet rock. And when it comes to food enrichment, we have sorry, I should say the toy, not the species enrichment. It's too much information today in this video, guys. So the food enrichment is obviously the underwater fish feeder, the bigger one and the smaller one, and the skittle feeder, which is very cool, and block of frozen fish. When it comes to interspecies enrichment, it doesn't have any, unfortunately. Okay, so this was all for our platypus. Let's have a last look of it, diving in its really cool habitat, and let's move on to another animal. Next up, we have a main star of this pack, the capybara, and oh boy, they are so beautiful and cute, and they have the best animations, and I am so happy that we finally have this animal because it is just perfect. What you can see right away is that they have a different color variation. This one is more like golden colored. We have some more like beige ones, like this one, and I think we also have like more gray ones. What I can tell you guys and what I can confirm, because I saw many people asking and being not sure, is that capybaras are able to dive, and their swimming animations are just beautifully done. And yeah, this is just a perfect animal. One thing about this animal is that they breed like crazy. I had so many babies in here. They are all matured, so I was able to release them to the wild, but you have to take that into consideration. We can have a look at the diving capybara in here. As you guys can see, this is so cool. I love how they use their legs while diving. Such a beautiful animal. Again, they can do those rolls underwater, and yeah, I love them so much. Also, their sounds are really cool, and this is the best thing about the capybara, the new enrichment items. This is actually the like the pond made with this new shallow pond tool, and just look at it. It is just sitting in this under this hot like spring or something, and it's just chilling and just enjoying. The water is just pouring over its head, and yeah, this is just adorable. My favorite, I think, enrichment animation when it comes to those new animals. You can have those enrichment in 2 options: the bigger one and the smaller one. And the bigger one has a slightly different animation. Maybe we'll be able to see that. Yes, the other capybara will do it for us. I think it will be laying down, as if I remember it correctly. I don't know, but okay, so I think it's a bit random if they decide to sit there or just lay in there, but yeah, they are using those things, and this is so cool. And actually, I wanted to show you guys the bathing animation, so I will wait for them to do it, because if you do this shallow pool, I said pond before, but it is totally a pool, shallow pool, they will do the bathing animation, so let's wait for that. So this is the bathing animation. They just lay in water and clean themselves. Sometimes they will just go into the water and, you know, just chill in there. But sometimes they will do this animation when they are like a bit cleaning themselves. And yeah, they love this shallow pool. They are like coming here all of the time and enjoying it. So yeah, such a cool addition to the game. And just look at those guys. I love them so much. One of my favorites from the new pack. Like for sure, for 100%, they are just beautiful. And just wait till we have some babies, because the babies just look like hamsters to me, and this is so amazing. And you can see again those guys using those beautiful new enrichment items. And here you have it, the baby capybara, the babies I should say, because there are so many of them. They are just so cute, the adorable little hamsters. I love them so much. I know that I am saying adorable about a lot of those animals, but they are just so amazingly cute. Yeah, I love this capybara habitat because there's always a lot going on. Those guys are running, they are swimming, they are very loud and, you know, just playful, and they just look so beautiful. So let's go and check out the Zoopedia. So here is the Zoopedia for the capybara. Again, a beautiful picture. The capybara is considered less concerned, so this is just very nice to hear. When it comes to the origins, it comes obviously from South America, from countries like Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil, and so on. The biomes are the aquatic, the grassland, and the tropical. The minimum habitat requirements are a bit bigger, of course, than the previous animals. This is a bigger animal, so this is 285 square meters per animal. And then we have the fence, which needs to be grade 2 and 1.25 meters high. So when it comes to species data, you can have quite a big group of those. We can have up to 29 males and 19 females. Males have dominance hierarchy, which is really interesting. They are confident with humans. You can have the guests entering their habitat, so a lot of animals that actually can be like a walk-through, can be in the walk-through habitats, which is really cool. The age of sexual maturity is 1.5 years, and yeah, they're really getting mature quickly. We can have 2 to 6 offspring per mating event, and then the reproduction in captivity is very easy, and I can confirm that I had so many capybaras in no time in here. When it comes to enrichment items, it has a lot that it can use. For example, those new hot water tops, and also the submarine buoy, the new water jet rock, and some of those enrichment, as you guys can see. Then we have the big and a small underwater plant feeder, and of course the small bar feeder and the melon feeder. I really love the melon feeder. When it comes to interspecies enrichment, it is so cool because you can mix those with so many other animals, just like Bayard's tapir, the Colombian white-faced capuchin monkeys, the Galapagos giant tortoise, the giant anteater, and llama. And I already have so many ideas for habitats using all those animals. This would be so cool to have, for example, them with the tapir or the tortoises. Yeah, really cool animals. So let's have a last look at their habitats in my wetlands zoo. A really big underwater viewing, and you can see a capybara diving in here. Okay, so let's move to another animal. Next up, we have a spectacled caiman. And I know that this choice of this animal was very controversial. A lot of you were not happy that we have another crocodilian added to Planet Zoo. But listen guys, I really don't care because this animal looks so good and so realistic. Just look at the scales. I think that this is my favorite of all the reptiles in the game right now. I love its appearance. I love those eyes. This one decided to go to sleep for us, but they are just beautiful. Their size is, we don't have like a crocodilian of this size yet, I think. This is the male. The females are a bit smaller. As you can see, we also have a lot of babies. This is a female for you to compare. They have those really beautiful eyes, like those things. They are called spectacled because of those like bumps here on the eyes. And they are so beautiful. Of course, they are diving, so you can see them go for a little dive. They are really good underwater. I mean, they have a lot of different animations. I think that some of the babies got mature, but you can actually have a lot of them in one habitat, a lot of adults, so it is really good. This is the male, as I told you guys, the bigger one. Here are females. And yeah, this is just I don't know how Frontier is doing it, but the reptiles are some of the best made animals in this game. I mean, they just look so freaking realistic. They actually also have a lot of different color variations. And as you guys can see, this is a small caiman, so a baby. It has those really beautiful big eyes, and is just a smaller version of its parents. But yeah, this is just so cute. But yeah, I really love the Cayman. I am very surprised how much I actually enjoy it, but this makes me want to build a reptile house as fast as I can. I mean, we just did a reptile house in the Desert Adventure Park, but I still need to build one for an Elm Hill City Zoo, and this guy will definitely be included in there because it is just breathtaking to me. Like, look at all the details. Look at those teeth, the eyes, the scales, all those bumps, the feet. Everything is just perfect. It looks like I don't know, it looks like a real thing. Like it was just taken out of the river from this natural environment and put into the zoo game. Yeah, this is just a standout for me. And you can actually see how much time they are spending in the water. I don't know if it's something different or not, but I just noticed it that I barely see those guys like here. They are always swimming. So this is super realistic because those crocodiles, you know, they spend so much time in water. They barely go out. So seeing them like that really makes me happy. As you can see right away, you can notice the male because it is bigger. This is the male. And for example, here we have the female. So let's take one more look at our male before we will jump to the Zoopedia. I cannot stop staring at those eyes. They are so beautiful. This animal is just... like, they nailed it. I am in love. I am in love with the Cayman. And when it comes to Zoopedia, again, a beautiful picture in here. The Spectacled Caiman is considered least concern. Then it comes from South America, from Colombia, Venezuela, Suriname, and Brazil, and countries like that. They probably can encounter the capybara in the wild. Maybe the capybara is actually considered a food for the caimans because they live in the same environment. The biomes are aquatic, tropical, and grassland. This is the minimum requirements for one of them, and the fence again can be a little lower, 1 meter, grade 2. The species data, as you guys can see, we can have 6 of them in one enclosure, 1 male and 6 females. This is confident with the guest. Of course, the guest cannot enter the habitat. That won't be too smart to enter a caiman habitat. They have 3 to 8 offsprings per mating event, so 8 is a quite big number. And the reproduction in captivity is average. When it comes to enrichment, they can use quite a lot. They can use, for example, the water jets, the mud buff, the Bladsen marker, of course, also the platform floats. I wanted to add the platform, but unfortunately the water section was too small for that. Then, of course, we have an underwater fish feeder, big and small, and we have a frozen blood pumpkin and, for example, restrained feeder, which is really cool. When it comes to interspecies enrichment, it's no surprise that it doesn't have any because it will be quite dangerous for other animals to live in one enclosure with the caiman. Okay, so let's take a look one more time at their enclosure, and we will move on to another animal in a second. The next animal we will have a look at is the wild water buffalo. Here is the male. As you guys can see, it is chilling in here. This is also a really beautiful animal. I know that I say it about all of them, but I really feel that way, that they are beautifully made. This is a male. It is slightly bigger. It also have like those more bulky horns. They have this really cool like water ombre like effect, I think, on the legs. So it is, you know, darker up here and getting more pale here on the legs. And yeah, we have quite a lot of them because they can live in bigger numbers. So here's the male. Here we can have a look at the female. So the female is a bit, you know, smaller, not so like bulky, chunky, and also it has like a bit thinner horns. But yeah, those guys are really beautiful. They swim a lot. They go to the buff enrichment item. You can see actually a baby as well here. The baby is just so cute and adorable. Unfortunately, it is eating right now, so we wait for it to come out of the shadow to show you guys. It's in a whole like light. But yeah, this is their habitat. I wanted to give them like this wetlands feeling to it. And yeah, those are the wild water buffaloes. I also love ears of them. They all have like this bold patch on one ear. At first I didn't know what it is. I had to take a closer look. Maybe we'll find the one that isn't so dirty, so I can showcase it a bit more. This one is dirty as well. All of them are dirty. You are dirty as well. Here is our male. And as you guys can see, here's like this bold patch, which I think is a really nice detail. At first, like I looked at this animal and I thought that they maybe have like this marker or something on the ear, just like a cow would have. Because they simply feel like a cattle. They are cattle, wild cattle, but they make those sounds like our, you know, traditional cows. And yeah, those are really, really beautiful. So let's take a look at the baby right now, because we can have it here. It is so like cute. It looks a bit clumsy, which I love. It has this different color. And those babies are also really loud. They call for the mamas all the time. And when it comes to Zoopedia, again, a beautiful picture. The wild water buffalo is unfortunately endangered, so it is good to have it in the zoo. We can always breed them and release them to the wild. When it comes to the natural habitat, it is from Asia. It lives in India, Nepal, Bhutan, Thailand, and Cambodia, and Myanmar. The biomes are tropical, aquatic, and grasslands. Basically, all of those animals have the aquatic biome. So in case you wondered, again, those are the minimum habitat requirements. We have quite a lot of space for them. Of course, they are a big animal. The water requirement isn't too big, but it's always good to give them a big water area. The fence is also a bit over 1 meter, and the grade is 3. So again, you can have a pretty low fence for those guys. You can have up to 30 of those in one habitat. Of course, only one male and 29 females. Then this is a confident animal, so you shouldn't have any problems with it being stressed or shy. The guests can obviously they cannot enter the habitat. This could be dangerous to enter a habitat with a buffalo like this one. They have one offspring per mating event, and they are easily reproduced in captivity. As you guys can see, we have quite a lot of them. I think that all the females had their babies. When it comes to enrichment and all those things, they can use the bowls, they can use the grab bowl, they can use the rubbing peeler, also the mud bath, which is really cool, and the food enrichment enrichment. This is for example the scarecrow feeder from the Euro pack, the large barrel feeder, the grazing bull, and hanging grazer feeder. And when it comes to interspecies enrichment, it can actually have this enrichment when it lives with Indian rhinoceros and Malayan tapir in one habitat. So also really cool that we can mix those guys with some other animals that we already have in game. So let's take a last look at those guys. Unfortunately, no one is swimming for us, but this is their like wetland habitat, which I really like. I love this tree. I don't know why I am not using it more, because it really sells this idea of of it being a wetland. Maybe you will swim for us? No. Okay. So let's move to another animal. Next up, we have my favorite antelope in the game from now on, the Nile Lechwe. It has so many names. I heard people like pronouncing it Lechwe, Lechwe, or something like that. I will continue to call it Lechwe because I heard some people who were, I think, professionals said it that way, so I will keep to that. So the Nile Lechwe is just beautiful. Like I cannot even describe how much I love it. I love the horns. I love this coloration. Of course, we are looking at the male right now. So those white patches in here on the neck, on the hat, this jet black color. Those horns are so beautiful and well done. And also I love the eyes of this animal. It is really hard for me to decide if I prefer the Nile Lechwe or the fallow deer right now, because those are definitely my two favorite ungulates in the game. This one is so beautiful, and I am so happy that we have another of those African antelopes, because they weren't added for some time to the game, and finally you have something new. So yeah, that is a male with this jet black color, and we have also, of course, the female. The female is in like this brown, like reddish color. It is also really beautiful. I love the shape of their head. It is not like so long as some antelopes have. It has like a slightly shorter snout, and yeah, I also love their noses. It is the same as the buffaloes. The noses just feel soft somehow. They look like if you would be able to touch it, it would be so soft. So yeah, this is a beautiful animal. It also loves the water, so this one is probably going for some swimming. Of course, those animals don't dive. The buffaloes also don't dive, but still, it is such a beautiful one. And we can have a look, of course, also at the baby. The baby is also really adorable. This is just like a smaller version of the mother. Of course, a male one will get this black coloration over time. But yeah, really small and cute baby with those big eyes. As I told you guys, they love their water, so they are hanging around this water section a lot. So let's have a look at the Zoopedia. The Nile Lechwe is considered endangered. Unfortunately, the estimated population is 4,100 individuals. Again, a beautiful photo in here. It lives in Africa, only in this small part in South Sudan and Ethiopia. The biomes the biomes are the aquatic and grassland. Minimum habitat requirements are as followed in here. So the fence again a bit lower. I personally wouldn't give them such a low fence, because I think that they would be able to jump through it, but jump over it. But yeah, if you want to, you definitely can make it so low, and the grade of the fence should be 2. When it comes to species data, you can have up to 50 of them, so you can have a really big herd. Of course, only one male and 49 females. It is a shy animal, so you should be careful about the stress levels. The guests can actually enter the habitat, which is really cool. It has one offspring per mating event and is easy to when it comes to reproduction in captivity. So yeah, really cool animal. Let's go further. Here we have the habitat enrichments, and for example, you can use the grab doll, the rubbing pillar, the trees to also wrap itself, the herb scent marker, so typical ungulates enrichments, and then we have the food enrichment, which for example consists the scarecrow feeder. When it comes to interspecies enrichment, it actually is enriched by living with the African buffalo, the common ostrich, and the reticulated giraffe, so you can mix those with those animals, but I can totally see them like mixed with zebras and other antelopes. I think that those habitats would look perfect. And let's have like one last look at their habitat and on them. So next up we have the red-crowned crane. And let me just tell you that from now on, this is my favorite bird in the game. It was actually, the cassowary is really close, but the thing that I love about those guys are the sounds which they constantly make, and the little detail that is so like cheeky but also so nice. You can actually see there's a hole like where the nose is, and you can see things through this hole. You can like see through it, and this is such a cool detail. Normally you would have like a dark spot in there, but you can actually see through this beak, which is so cool. And of course they are beautiful. They have really beautiful wings. Unfortunately we cannot see them right now. This one is actually in the shadow, so let's follow this guy. And yeah, I love the hat, I love the eyes. This red marking, this red thing on their hat is beautiful, and it's really like prominent, so you can see it from the distance. Their sounds are just perfect. They sound so nice, and they are very loud. Maybe not as loud as the flamingos, but still you can hear them. And yeah, I am in love. This bird is such a beautiful bird, and we had to wait some time to get a new bird in the game, and finally it was added. And I think it couldn't get any better, because this bird is just beautiful. Look at it. Look at it. Here's some food for them, so they will go and eat. And actually you can see the baby, because the baby is one of the best things when it comes to this animal. It is so beautiful. This is for sure the most beautiful of all the bird babies in the game. But also this like those feathers, those baby feathers, the wings here, look at the wings, they are just adorable. The coloration on their feet, their legs, also their head, their tiny beak, they are just so well made. I am so impressed by it. Like, really beautiful job on this one. Oh my god, I love this bird so much. I am so happy that it was added. I wanted another animal like similar to the flamingo for such a long time in this game, and finally we have them right now. And this is just a standout from this pack for sure. Just look at it. Just look at it. I will also make sure to include a mating dance, because they do this mating dance while mating basically, so you will see it in a second. They can also use the same food enrichment item as the flamingos, so this pool, I hid it with some scenery in here, but as you guys can see, they are using it with no problems. And actually this is so cool, because I think that is the most natural way for them to eat. I also love the animation that they do right now. Yeah, this one. When they use this sprinkler toy, they just flap their wings and it looks so cool, and they give us this loud crane sound. What I also noticed, and what is actually very cool because it is really realistic, is that when you go to the social tab here, you can see that this animal is bonded to the male. This is the female. They have this ring in here. They are monogamous, so they form those pairs, and it won't breed with any other male, or the male won't breed with any other female. Those animals, they form those pairs for the lifetime, and they were able to give it to us in the game. So yeah, this is such a cool detail, and I just love that it was actually added. Okay, so here we have the mating animations. As you guys can see, they flap their wings and then they do this like neck bend, very characteristic for them. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the beginning, but yeah, this animation is definitely very beautiful. This is their typical dance, and yeah, what an amazing animal. Unfortunately, it cannot fly. I'm sure that there will be a lot of questions about it flying, but still I can see a lot of people building cool aviaries for them. I saw them being held in aviaries in zoos, so if you want to, why not? When it comes to Zoopedia, again, I always say that, but again, a beautiful photo in here. The red-crowned crane is vulnerable, unfortunately. It lives in Asia, in Japan, Korea, China, Mongolia, and Russia, so this is the region. When it comes to minimum habitat requirements, we have 300 meters, so quite a lot for a bird like that. You can have a really low fence like I have in here, the great one. Then you can have up to 80 of those in one habitat, so it's very cool to have such a big number. I never try to have like more than 20 of animals, I think, in one of the enclosures, but you can totally go for it. They are mated pairs. The mated pairs might defend the territories. They don't do it, but they are monogamous. As I told you guys, this is so cool that they actually implemented that in the game. They form those, those pairs, and they breed only within this one pair. And this can actually help with inbreeding, because I think that they wouldn't inbreed with their offspring because they are mated together. They are neutral with human, and the guest can enter the habitat, so it's also a really nice thing. It has one offspring per mating event, and the reproduction in captivity is quite difficult, although I didn't have any problems in here. When it comes to enrichment, it can use, I think, the same ones as the flamingo. So we have the waterfall and metal frame, sprinkler, the herbs and marker, mirror mobile, and of course the forage pool, just as the flamingos. When it comes to interspecies enrichment, it can actually live with Japanese macaque, which is really, really cool. Okay, so this is all when it comes to our cranes. As you guys can see, I have quite a lot of them, and this is their habitat with some deeper water in here, and of course this enrichment items integrated in here, and I really love how this habitat is looking. And last but not least, we had the Danube Crested Newt. What a cool exhibit animal. Look at it. It has those orange legs and this really cool crest in here. The tail is also really nice, and I love its face. It also actually has a really cool new exhibit. I mean, the totally new design. With this island in the middle, and those, I think that they are willow branches in here, and those logs for it to hide. There's one, as you guys can see, they are really, really tiny, so sometimes it can be quite hard to spot them. So here is one in here. And yeah, this is how their exhibit is looking. I decided to locate it in the middle of our zoo and give it a bit of a theming. But yeah, I really love this exhibit because it has those bubbles and those different underwater plants, and I think that it might be my favorite of the exhibit designs. So when it comes to the Danube Crested Newt, it is considered near threatened. Again, a magnificent picture in here. It lives in Europe, in countries like Hungary, Romania and Moldova, in the temperate biome. So in here, and this is where I actually live, if you guys have ever wondered. I live in Poland by the Baltic Sea. So the minimum habitat requirements are here. It is obviously an exhibit animal. You can have from 1 to 6 in one exhibit. Those are more they are like difficult to breed in captivity, and here you have some more informations about them. The number of offspring per mating even is 1 to 3. When it comes to the research, again, you have those hollow logs, the rocks you can add to the exhibits, and leaves. And of course, it doesn't have any interspecies enrichment because you cannot mix the exhibit animals. So let's have one last look at our newts. They should be somewhere here, but as you guys can see, this habitat or this exhibit is really beautiful. I am not able to spot any of them. We won't look for them. I actually haven't seen them up there. I don't know if they ever go out, but I always find them in the water. Okay, so that was the last animal, and there's also one thing left that I would like to show you today. And the last thing that I wanted to show you guys are the animal signs that we get with the new DLC. We get the signs for all the new animals added to the game, so it is really cool, and they are so beautiful. So here we have a sign for an otter. Here are 2 signs for our platypus and 4 signs for a capybara, and I love the fact that we get the signs for babies because they are so adorable. And we also have the statue for capybara, and I'm guessing that if you will go through the time scenario and get, for example, a golden medal, you will get the golden statue, the silver one and the bronze one. Then we have the caimans, as you guys can see, the 2 of them. This one is really nice. I love this sign. A buffalo, a Nile Lechwe, a red-crowned crane, and 2 signs for the newt. Really beautifully done, really cute. Actually, those water effects in here are like semi-transparent, as you guys can see, so this is also really cool detail. And yeah, I love those signs. As always, I love their design. So this is all that you get with this new pack. Okay guys, so those are basically all the animals and their signs added to the game with a new Wetlands Animal Pack. I hope you enjoyed my little showcase. I hope you enjoyed this little zoo. I actually think that I will release this zoo for you to download. I will do it later today because I simply cannot do it right now before the pack is released. I will do it maybe at the same day as this video will be released, but in the evening or something. I will see, because I enjoyed building this so much. And if you would like to have a complete, well, like maybe not well done, but completely done zoo for wetlands animals, I can provide you with that. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed our little video today. I hope you are as excited for a new pack as I am, and I hope you love the new animals just as much as I do, because I simply love them all. My favorites, I think, are the Asian Small-Clawed Otter, the Capybara, the Crane, and the Nile Lechwe. So basically half of them. Yeah guys, thank you you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider to subscribe to my channel. This would really mean a world to me, and you won't miss any of my future uploads and future Planet Zoo news. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up down below. Ring the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. And also comment down below what was your favorite of all the animals that you have just seen. What are the standouts for you? What animals you cannot wait to add to your own zoos? I would love to hear that. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!